G'day TBU fans and welcome back to the top 5 plays of the week. This week we are doing week 4, so without further ado, let's get started. Coming in at number 5, we have the Shadow Clawing Infernape in the match between the Dunnigan Typhlosions and the Slateport Vale. So the Infernape was in against the Absol, and predicting the switch into Latias or Chandelure went for the Shadow Claw. Just so happened that Squirtacular did in fact switch into the Latias and with the help of a crit managed to take out the Latias with the Shadow Claw. Now this was fairly important as Latias would have helped taking down the Mega Venusaur as well as the Infernape and possibly the Haxorus. Now while Esquilo couldn't come back and use this to take the victory, it was still a very important turn in the match, and that is why it is number 5. Moving on to number 4, we have the prediction of the Aggron in the match between the St. Louis Chatterbots and the LA Galaxray. So after having just seen the Togekiss use Protect and know that it was locked into Ice Beam, Gabe predicted the switch into Aggron by switching out into his Emboar. Now, this prediction turned out to be true and he managed to kill the Aggron with a superpower. This was very important in the match as Aggron was the only thing left on Sinister Sableye's team that could take a Stone Edge from the Kyurem Black. So with that thing dead, Kyurem Black could just click Stone Edge and, as we see later on in the match, just clean up. So letting Kyurem B sweep with Stone Edge is why I believe that play was number 4. Coming in at number 3, we have the prediction of the Thunderous in the match between the Scandinavian Stoutlands and the North Somerset Scizors. So the Greninja just went for Hidden Power Fighting, while the Empoleon just went for Stealth Rocks in return. So, predicting the switch into Thunderous, Scissorsum used Ice Beam, and it just so happened that Skyrander did in fact switch into Thunderous, netting Greninja the KO. While Scissorsum was not able to use this to take the victory, it was still a very noteworthy point as it was an amazing prediction, and that is why I believe it is number 3. Coming in at number 2, we are predicting the Sylveon switching in the match between the Bristol Beedus and the Welchions. So the Aselgor was in against the Umbreon, which had just gone for Wish Protect. So predicting the switch into Sylveon, Eric switched into his Tangrowth. And the prediction turned out to be correct, and after tanking a Hyper Voice, he managed to do a massive amount of damage to the Sylveon with the Poison Jab. Now this was very important in the match, as Sylveon was the only Mon on Frito's team that could both take a hit and one-shot the Aselgor. So with that thing heavily damaged, later on in the match, Aselgor managed to come in and just get a 6-0 sweep. This is due to the fact that the Tangrowth did get a lot of damage on the Sylveon, putting it in range of Hazard's Poison and Bug Buzz damage, and that is why it is number 2, as it was able to get the 6-0 Aselgor sweep. Coming in at number 1, we have staying in with Starmie on the Jolteon in the match between the Swishkas and the New York Shelmets. So Enzo had his Starmie in against Super Gassy's Jolteon, and predicting the Hidden Power Ice, he stayed in and took the Hidden Power Ice and managed to do a lot of damage to the Jolteon and putting it in KO range of both Spikes and Toxic. So this is fairly important as the Jolteon was one of the Mons on Super Gassy's team that could do insane amounts of damage to nearly everything on Enzo's team. So there's not really much to it other than it was a ballsy prediction that played out in the end, and while there are a lot of ballsy predictions in this match, I feel this one is the one that stands out above the rest. Those were my top 5 plays of the week. Tell me yours in the comments section below, and I will not see you next week or the week after because next week is the break week and the week after I will be going away. So maybe for 2, 3 or 4 weeks I will not be able to do the top 5 plays of the week, but I digress. So I'll see you guys whenever I return.